If you're a die-hard Browns fan and love breaking down the game like we do, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a blitz. In a shocking turn of events that has sent ripples through the NFL community, Cleveland Browns star defensive end Myles Garrett has made a stunning revelation. He no longer wishes to share the field with teammate and fellow defensive cornerstone Denzel Ward. This news has ignited a firestorm of speculation and concern within the Browns organization and among fans, who are now left wondering what could have gone so wrong between two of the franchise's most respected and talented players. Garrett, known not only for his freakish athleticism, but also for his measured demeanor, dropped the bombshell during a post-practice media session, catching reporters off guard. He didn't mince words. "I just can't line up next to someone. I don't trust anymore," Garrett said, his tone cold, resolute. That statement, heavy with implication, leaves many questions unanswered, but one thing is clear. There's a major crack in the foundation of the Browns' defense. The Myles Garrett-Denzel Ward tandem has long been viewed as one of the key pillars holding up the Browns' ambitions of defensive dominance. Drafted just a year apart, the two have grown into Pro Bowl caliber talents and earned the respect of peers across the league. Fans had always believed they shared not just a locker room, but a brotherhood forged in battle, molded in the gritty AFC North trenches. But now, with Garrett's declaration, that narrative has been turned upside down. Rumors had been swirling for weeks about tension in the locker room, but few imagined it had reached this magnitude. What exactly led to such a personal and professional rupture? Garrett didn't elaborate, only saying cryptically, "There are things that happen behind closed doors that I can't forgive." That sort of statement fuels even more speculation, hinting at betrayal, disrespect, or perhaps a conflict that runs deeper than football. Insiders close to the team have hinted at ongoing disputes during film sessions, heated arguments on the who sideline, and even a recent altercation during practice that reportedly needed to be broken up by teammates. While none of this had been confirmed until now, Garrett's public stance essentially validates the smoke that's been rising for weeks. Some sources suggest that the dispute stems from a lack of accountability. Garrett, a perfectionist by all accounts, has reportedly grown frustrated with Ward's inconsistency and tendency to point fingers when big plays go wrong. Ward, on the other hand, is said to feel undermined by Garrett's leadership style, claiming it borders on controlling. If that's true, it's a powder keg situation, and now it's exploded. The timing couldn't be worse for the Browns, who were eyeing a deep playoff run this season and finally had the pieces on paper to compete with the AFC's elite. Let's not underestimate the implications of this rift. The locker room dynamic is sacred in football. Chemistry, trust, and unity are just as vital as raw talent. When two superstars publicly break ranks, the fallout isn't confined to just one side of the ball. It threatens the very soul of a team. Teammates are now forced to pick sides, consciously or not. Younger players, already navigating the pressure of the league, are now seeing dysfunction at the highest level. This could destroy morale, disrupt game prep, and divide the locker room. And let's be honest, this isn't a minor spat. Garrett is a team captain, the face of the defense, and arguably the most important player on the Browns roster. If he's willing to go public with such a declaration, it means behind-the-scenes efforts to mediate the situation have failed. That's bad news for Cleveland. From the outside, head coach Kevin Stefanski now faces the biggest leadership test of his career. Managing egos and emotions is part of any NFL coach's job, but this is more than just managing. It's crisis control. Stefanski has always presented himself as a calm, measured leader. But this moment calls for more than just composure. He needs to take command, rally his locker room, and either broker a truce or prepare to make a franchise-altering decision. Does he back Garrett and potentially look to move Ward? Or does he ask Garrett to reconsider, risking alienating the Shoei, team's most dominant pass rusher? There's no easy choice here, but indecision could be fatal. Already, whispers are surfacing about potential trade calls coming in for both players. If this conflict isn't resolved quickly and decisively, it could become a season-defining distraction. Let's also talk about how this affects the Browns' on-field prospects. Their defense has been among the most feared in the league this season, built around Garrett's relentless edge rush and Ward's lockdown ability in the secondary. When both are in sync, it allows defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz to unleash creative packages and smother opposing offenses. But friction like this changes everything. Communication breaks down, coverage misalignments increase, and when trust is broken, players start freelancing or second-guessing their assignments. That split-second hesitation can be the difference between a sack and a touchdown. Losing either Garrett or Ward would leave a massive hole in the lineup, and losing both, as unthinkable as that sounds, would send the Browns straight back to the drawing board. For a franchise that spent years clawing its way out of irrelevance, this internal implosion couldn't come at a worse time. Enjoying the content so far? Smash that like button and drop your take in the comments. We want to hear what you think about the Browns this season. Of course, this story isn't just about football. It's also about human relationships, pride, and the pressures that come with stardom. Garrett and Ward aren't just teammates. They're public figures scrutinized by millions. Their every move is dissected by analysts, fans, and social media. That spotlight can magnify even small disagreements, turning them into full-blown controversies. It's possible this conflict could be resolved with honest dialogue, apologies, and a shared commitment to the greater good. But given Garrett's public stance, that door may already be closed. His words weren't vague or diplomatic. They were final. "I won't play next to him," he said, not "we're working through it." Nah, we'll see. That's the kind of statement that feels like a line in the sand. And if it is, then the Browns have no choice but to act quickly and decisively before this drama derails their entire season. The fan base is reeling. Social media exploded after Garrett's comments, with fans demanding answers from the front office. Some are taking Garrett's side, citing his leadership and production as justification for whatever grievances he may hold. Others are rallying behind Ward, arguing that one disagreement shouldn't erase years of service and elite play. The division among fans mirrors the division threatening the locker room. What's clear is that this story won't just blow over. It's going to dominate the headlines, shape trade rumors, and cast a shadow over every Browns game moving forward. Every blown coverage, every missed sack, every sideline interaction, or lack thereof, will be scrutinized through the lens of this feud. And unless the Browns can deliver wins consistently, the pressure will only mount, possibly leading to even more fractures within the organization. In the broader scope of the NFL, this saga raises big questions about leadership, chemistry, and the fragility of team culture. The Browns are not the first team to face internal drama, and they won't be the last. But how they respond to this will define them, not just for this season, but for years to come. If they find a way to mend the relationship, rally the troops, and make a deep postseason run, this incident could eventually be seen as a turning point. But if it goes unresolved, it could lead to a full-blown teardown, with stars exiting, coaches on the hot seat, and a rebuild looming. It's a critical moment, not just for Garrett and Ward, but for the entire organization. What happens next could reshape the identity of the Cleveland Browns for the next decade. As of now, the Browns front office remains tight-lipped, refusing to confirm or deny the details of Garrett's remarks or any subsequent actions. That silence, while understandable from a PR standpoint, is only fueling more chaos. Every hour that passes without a statement, resolution, or sign of accountability increases the pressure on the team's leadership. Myles Garrett has spoken loudly, clearly. Now it's time for the Browns to respond, because in the NFL, when leaders fracture and unity dissolves, it's not just games that are lost. It's seasons, careers, and legacies. Whether this is the beginning of the end or the first step toward a new chapter depends entirely on what Cleveland does next. Thanks for riding with us on another Browns Blitz. If you like the video, share it with a fellow fan, hit subscribe, and ring that bell so you're always part of the Dawg Pound conversation. Go Browns!